Her mother's voice cut through the Thanksgiving chatter like a blade. Failure. That's what you married. A man who can't even provide properly. The room fell silent. Forks paused mid-air. A few cousins glanced at each other, half smirking, half eager for the spectacle. I felt heat rise up my neck, but my voice stayed steady. With respect, that's not, my wife snapped before I could finish. Don't talk back to my mother, or just get out right now. Something in her tone wasn't anger. It was dismissal. Final. So I nodded once, quiet, controlled, and walked out of that house while half the table watched, whispering behind their hands. What none of them knew was that I intended to take her command literally, in a way she would never forget. It didn't start like this. Not even close. When we first met, she looked at me like I was a promise, someone solid, someone safe. I was steady, predictable, the man who remembered her favorite tea and listened to her talk about her dreams until she fell asleep mid-sentence. In those early years, she held my hand tightly in public, proud, almost protective. She used to tell people, I never have to look over my shoulder. He's always there. I believed her. God, I believed her. But good things don't burn out suddenly. They dim. They flicker. And then one day, you realize you're sitting in the dark. Small things came first. A new password on her phone. Late nights at work that didn't match her deadlines. A sudden need for privacy, closing tabs when I walked into the room, angling her screen slightly away from me. Her tone shifted too. Polite instead of warm, irritated instead of tired. Every conversation felt like stepping into a room that smelled faintly of smoke. No visible flames, but danger. I didn't confront her. I watched. And every detail I collected became another cold pebble in my pocket, weighing me down just enough to keep me grounded. The truth came on a Tuesday night, the kind of night where the world seems too quiet. She was asleep, her phone buzzing on the nightstand. A message preview glowed across the screen. Can't stop thinking about your legs around me again. My chest tightened, hands numb, vision narrowing, the kind of physical shock that splits a moment into two clean halves, hurt and clarity. While she slept peacefully beside me, I scrolled. Photos, plans, messages dripping with the kind of intimacy she once reserved for me. I didn't wake her. Didn't scream. Didn't cry. I just felt something shut off inside me, like a switch being flipped. The warmth died, the ache froze, and a cold intelligence rushed in to take its place. She had betrayed me. Fine. Now the game was mine to play. Revenge isn't fury. It's discipline. The next morning, I kissed her forehead before work and packed my lunch like always. But behind the routine, wheels were turning. I spent the next 2 months preparing quietly, surgically. First, I secured my finances. Separate account, direct deposit rerouted, joint savings emptied of only my contributions, documented with pristine precision. Then I spoke to a lawyer, not for divorce yet, but for strategy. I learned what she was entitled to, and more importantly, what she wasn't. I gathered evidence, screenshots, logs, dates, a full timeline mapped like a military operation. In parallel, I made moves she wouldn't notice. A storage unit rented under a different address. My name removed from the apartment's lease renewal. A new place leased quietly, furnished slowly, piece by piece, all paid in cash. While she laughed with her phone angled away from me, I folded another shirt into a box she would never see. Every night she kissed me goodnight, not realizing she was kissing a ghost who was already halfway out the door. Thanksgiving became my stage. Her mother's insult was expected. Her reaction was not. "Get out," she said. She didn't realize she was handing me the perfect exit line. The moment the door closed behind me, I shifted into motion. By sunrise, every last trace of me was gone from that apartment. Clothes, documents, the tools I used to fix the things she broke, even the spare key she thought I'd lost. 3 days later, she walked into an apartment that looked like a crime scene of absence. No shoes by the door, no jacket, no toothbrush, no me, just emptiness and a neatly folded envelope sitting on the kitchen counter. Inside, photocopies of her affair messages, a list of every item I had taken, only what was legally mine, and a short note written in my cleanest handwriting. You told me to get out, so I did. Everything else you lost was your own doing. Her calls came in waves. First confused, then furious, then pleading. I didn't answer. Silence has a weight no word can match. Her mother even tried reaching out. Ignored. When my lawyer contacted her, detailing the clean separation, the lack of assets she could legally claim, and the documented infidelity that placed her at a severe disadvantage, she finally understood. My revenge wasn't loud. It wasn't messy. It was structural, permanent, a collapse engineered from within. Now I sit in my new apartment. Minimal, quiet, mine. And I think about that Thanksgiving table, the judgmental eyes, the laughter, the command she threw at me so casually. Get out. Funny how people never consider the literal weight of their words until those words come back to crush them. I sip my coffee, watching the morning light spill across the floor. No anger, no sadness, just calm. In the corner sits the only object I brought that wasn't essential, a cracked picture frame of us from better days. I keep it not out of sentiment, but as a reminder.